Hello, and welcome to my channel. That's weird to say because this is the very beginning and I'm still getting used to doing this. But my name is Carmen Karma, and this is my YouTube channel, and also maybe my TikTok. I'm not sure how I'm gonna edit these videos yet. Like I said, I'm new and I'm still learning. What I do know, I'm not just here to look beautiful, but I'm also here to share my story. And I wanted to create this video as sort of a pilot episode, if you will, that kind of tells a little bit about me and talks a little bit about what you can expect from future videos and from the content I'm going to create and what other offerings I have out in the multiverse for you to engage with. So, that being said, uh, let's start from the beginning. Well, uh, how far back do I want to go? I went to art school. I graduated studying photography and advertising. And after that, I started a very lucrative and successful career in the hospitality industry. First as a server bartender, and then I worked my way up to being a manager, general manager, event planner, and inevitably saw my way out of the hospitality industry and got into my creative career, where I worked as the creative director for a very large sales and marketing firm headquartered in the Midwest. And during that time, I felt like corporate life wasn't really for me. It was just not doing it. The entire C-suite of the company was all men, and they did not treat me as an equal because I was gay, and just a number of things that were very icky, along with just corporate culture in general. And so during that time, I had been starting to build an LGBTQ events company called Slay. And I decided that I was going to put everything that I was putting into this sales and marketing company into myself instead. And so I left the sales and marketing company and went full steam ahead creating Slay, which ended up becoming a very powerful and influential LGBTQ events company in the Midwest. We did all kinds of events from drag brunches to avant-garde Friday night creative drag. We did my favorite event was a LGBTQ youth event where we had kids from the LGBTQ center in our town come, and we taught them about drag. We taught them about gender identity, all on a very loose and elementary level, but giving them the information and the tools that a lot of us queer older people never had when we were growing up. We taught them about self-care, and then they got to bring an outfit from home and pick a song and perform, and we had drag queens come in and help them with their makeup, and my friend who was a dancer came and taught them some choreography. We did political fundraisers. We did a 2,000 person Halloween party, which was a manifestation that I created for myself in the coolest way. You'll hear more about that in one of the other videos, I'm sure. So Slay was amazing, and I did some really cool things, and my team and everybody that worked with me, like, wow, what we accomplished was beyond what I possibly could have imagined. And then the pandemic hit, and for the first time in my life, I had space to thrive and not survive. All of the events were on pause. Everything I had going on stopped. And it was during that time that I experienced a massive spiritual awakening and began to really dive into not only myself, but psychology, sociology, quantum physics, the major religions, occult practices, witchcraft, you name it. I spent many hours going down rabbit holes learning about it. And I came out of that realizing the event thing was amazing, but I wanted something more, and I wanted something that would give me the freedom to move around a little more. I had to be in on location for a lot of these events, and that just wasn't working for me. So I decided to launch my creative branding and marketing company called Quirky Creative, and to honestly my surprise, it took off in the first year, to the point where I had to make the decision to sell my half of the events company to my partner and allow her to take it over and do her thing with it while I focused on the creative work. And it was really fulfilling me for a while. For the first few years, I made more money than I could have imagined. I made more connections, more magic. It just was really special. It was really special. And then it wasn't. And I felt, after doing many years of from the pandemic, now, fast forward a few years, I had really been working on myself, really working on my relationships to other people, to my mental health, to my thought processes, to my connection to the divine. I taught myself how to do tarot and learned from some of the greatest people I know on how to become a very powerful and potent tarot reader. And at a certain point, I realized the house, the car, everything in it was a life that an old version of me built. And I had worked very hard to evolve into this new version of myself. And I felt like a fish in a fish tank that I was only going to get as big as the tank. And so I decided to exchange my tank for the world. And I sold all of my material belongings. I had a large house full of so many things, and I released all of it. I released the house, the car, sold everything, and then went and traveled the world. I started in Costa Rica. I lived there for 3 months. It just had this very special calling, and I'll talk more about that in another video, but I lived there for 3 months, and then I decided to go and explore more. So I went to Europe and to Asia, and I did literally a full lap around the earth over the last year. And towards the end of it, I was in Vietnam, and I was just at this space where I felt my heart calling to me and saying, Carmen, let's settle down. Let's plant some roots for a little while. You just had an extreme amount of experiences, and it's time to integrate all of that, and it's time to go from experience mode to create mode. And so I sat and I asked, well, actually, I didn't do that. My grandma was the one who said, when I was trying to decide where to land, why not Costa Rica? And I knew my heart in that moment when she said the words, this spark of energy hit my heart. And I knew that spark, and I had ignored that spark before, and I watched how my life played out, and I realized, man, if I had listened to that, things would have been really good for me, and I would not have faced a lot of the challenges I faced after ignoring it. And so I vowed to myself that if I ever felt that again, I would follow it. And even though I was on the other side of the world, and I loved Vietnam, and I really thought Asia was where I was going to stay, I pivoted. And I followed myself back to Costa Rica, where I am today, and have created this really beautiful, magical, manifested space for me to land, to get on my feet, and to be able to start creating all this content and some other things that I'm going to share with you. And so now that I'm here I am, literally sitting in front of this camera, creating this video, ready to share with you the experiences that I've learned, not just traveling the world, but before that, and talking on these videos and creating content for here and TikTok and Instagram, sharing my wisdom, sharing my knowledge, sharing the things that I've learned while I, battled anxiety, battled depression, battled what it's like to be a queer person in a heteronormative society, battled sexual urges, battled body image issues. At one point I was almost 300 pounds in my life, and collectively I've lost weight, and I lost it and gained it and lost it and gained it, and have finally found a nice rhythm with that. So I want to take all of these experiences and this wisdom and these gifts that I've been given and share with all of you, whoever ends up finding all of this stuff. I've watched many people go down this route, and it's very popular right now, and I'm so excited that so many people are finding the confidence to get online and share their stories and be vulnerable and talk about what's worked for them, because now is the time, people. Now is the time to do this work on ourselves. The world is changing rapidly, and I really truly believe we are at almost this fork in the road where things could get much darker or things could get much lighter. And I know that the world is a weird place right now, and there's a lot of uncertainty and violence and scary things, but I tell everybody, the goal is not to change the world, okay? The goal is to change your world. Change yourself, and in order to change your external reality, first you must change your internal reality. So that's what this is all about. This is about spirituality. This is about psychology. This is about me in my life and you and your life, and how we can work together to make them better, and then inevitably that will ripple out and change the world for the positive. So I'm coming on here to say, 1, welcome. Hello. 2, I don't really know what I'm doing yet. I'm making these videos, I'm sharing my knowledge, and I know it's going to evolve and change and grow and get better. And all I must do is get off of my phone and sit down and share these words, share my voice. And as I do this, I'm going to figure it out. So bear with me as I try different avenues of content and different ways of expressing myself. Right now I'm creating these videos, I'm sharing my photography and my writing. I'm currently working on writing a book. And the thing that I'm working on now, or I guess is worked on, that I'm most ready to share and most excited about, is a guidance program. I want to use the word coaching lightly because it doesn't sit right with me for whatever reason. Maybe just because lots of people are doing it and I judge them, and so this is me projecting my own judgment onto myself. But I don't want to coach you. I want to guide you. I want to help you. And this program I've created, I started a while ago. I actually hired a coach myself, Rachel Henry. I know you're going to see this at some point. I love you, baby. Thank you. Going through that experience with you, with her, really showed me the power of investing in yourself, the power of self-work, and what that can do and how that can change and how that can pivot your life into a totally different direction where you allow more joy, you feel more confident, you have this magnetism that people are so attracted to, and they want to know, what are you doing? How are you living your life like this? How do you exist in this world the way that you do? This is powerful stuff. And so after going through her program, I created my own based on the teachings that I experienced with her, and I adapted it to my own experience, and I shared it with people, and I guided a few people, and then I went back into hermit mode and edited what I had, and finally have come up with this program that I'm really proud of and I'm really excited about. And currently I've got one person enrolled in it, and I am watching her shine. I am filled to the brim doing this work with her and watching her dedication to herself, her desire to become more radiant and vibrant. And she's been this before, but she lost her way. And as I traveled the world and talk with my friends, I see that's so common. It's so common that we get the house, we get the car, we get the husband, we get the kids, but there's this part of us that's missing. And in fact, I talked to one of my, an old high school friend I haven't seen in years, and she shared with me this interesting fact I didn't know, but when flamingos have babies, their pink color drains from them for a few years, and it takes a while for that vibrant, beautiful flamingo pink color to come back. And although this is very applicable to people who have their own children, I also think this is applicable to people who maybe aren't giving birth to a child, but giving birth to a career, or birth to a home, or birth to a relationship. When we manifest these things into our life, a lot of times they take us away from who we are as we experience these new levels, because they come with new devils. And as we get older and we take on more, it becomes challenging. And so I look to the people in my life, and I see there's this radiance that I have always held within myself. And yes, of course, I've fallen away from it. That's how I learned and where these lessons and teachings are coming from, through my own experience, my own mistakes, my own deviating off that path. And I've just created something really special from that. And so I'm going to share that. I'm even in this video going to put a picture of the course so you can kind of see what it is. We're talking about mindfulness, meditation, daily habits. We take your life and we categorize it into different sections, and we, go through each section and say, what's working, what's not working, where is it at, where do you want it to be? And we set goals. So maybe that's working on yourself, working on your body, working on your mental and emotional state. Maybe that's working on your business. All of these things, starting my 2 businesses, learning how to market and brand and sell yourself or sell your service or sell your product. These are all things that I've gotten so good at over the years, and I want to do it, and I want to share these gifts in a new way. And this is really feeling like a calling and a way that I can be of service, that I'm passionate about, that I'm lit the fuck up about, and I want to share it. And so right now I'm offering this program completely donation based. Whatever you want to contribute, whether that's helping me with something, sharing your gifts with me, spending some money on it, it's totally open. I believe in reciprocity, but I want this to be accessible to everyone and anyone who is ready to level themselves up more, or level themselves up from a really dark place and get yourself back to feeling good, back to feeling confident, back to feeling like you're the main character of your life again, and you're not just surviving. So I say all that to say, I'm sitting here with a wealth of experience, and very balanced in the fact that, yes, I'm ready to be a teacher, but I will always and forever be a student of this life. And as I continue to learn, I want to continue to improve the programs and the offerings that I have, and share more of this through these videos, through social media, through all of it, darling. I want it to be special, and I'm no longer interested in creating brands or doing the work that I was doing before. It just doesn't fill my heart anymore. I know what's important right now is for people to find unconditional love within themselves, because we need that. We need more of that in this life so that we can share it with other people, and that we can radiate our magnetism, our special gifts, our uniqueness into this world. So, welcome to my channel. I'm Carmen, and I'm really looking forward to building a community, to connecting with people I never would have met in a million years if I didn't make myself sit down here and do this. And part of me is fighting it. I'm not gonna lie. Part of me there's this voice in my head that's going, oh, but you have nothing to say. Nobody wants to listen to you. Who are you? And I am actively shutting that voice up and showing up for myself right now, because I know this is the path for me. And if you are watching this, thank you for being a part of it. Whether you are just a viewer, whether you are leaving comments, or whether you are sending me a message and wanting to get involved in the things that I'm doing, wanting a tarot reading, wanting just a one-on-one call to talk to somebody who can maybe help you. If you feel like you're getting something special from this, and you feel like I might have some wisdom, or I might have some words that just brighten your day or help you move forward with something, message me. If you want to be a part of this guidance program, message me. I am ready to serve. Don't hold yourself back. Do it. I remember I watched Rachel on an Instagram live, and I just knew that girl had something for me. I knew it, and I messaged her right away, and we got to work, and it changed my life. So my hope is that I'm changing my life, and I'm changing your life by utilizing my experience, my story, my gifts, and I welcome you. Everybody's welcome here. This is a place for everyone. So thank you for listening. Ciao for now. Talk to you soon. Mwah.